YouTube, we need to talk. Look at these pieces of equipment. Like this white knuckle. Always crit on a basic attack? Wow. 50 hit rate? Workable. And then you pair that up with the attack rating that comes with this weapon at the place that I got it at, which is close to the mid game, is really good. And then we got this other weapon, the Fortune's Bludgeon, which again has really good attack stats, good hit rate, gives you +2 in all stats, and also gives you MP upon defeating enemies in squad battles. Really freaking good, especially when you're approaching the mid game. And then for the last example, we got the Crescent Medal, which gives you a medium MP regeneration every single turn, and it's an accessory. All these items and more are really good, maybe even busted for some playstyles, but sadly they are also really easy to miss. But no worries, I've got you. Hopefully you haven't missed out on these items, and if you did, no worries, there are probably plenty of other items that are great and amazing that we're going to be able to get using this method. So, where do we get these items? Well, it comes from the Thief archetype. As soon as you unlock this, you'll be incentivized to use the steal mechanic of this game. Steal is a skill that scales off of agility, so your success rate at pickpocketing somebody comes from how fast your character is. As soon as you have access to steal, especially after obtaining some of these items, I would highly recommend having at least one character in your party who has steal equipped at all times. Because there are ways to help you get these items from enemies without wasting your turns, and that's by using the replay feature. There are no consequences for using this feature, and every time you miss a steal, you can always just rewind to the beginning of battle and try again and again, because the RNG table, the seed, will change each time. So there's always a chance that you're gonna be able to succeed in the steal. Before we go any further, I'm gonna give you some general tips that are spoiler free, and once you get to that timestamp that's showing on screen right now, you're gonna be getting some spoilers. So if you wanna stay spoiler free and be surprised genuinely, then don't go past the timestamp. Steal from every named enemy encounter. Any sub-boss or boss that you see, just try it. If it fails, whatever, just try to pickpocket every single one of them. Alright, it costs you some time, but you'll regret it if you miss some of these things, because I don't even know if some of these items you can get later on in the game. I'm not far enough to figure that out yet, but there are probably going to be many other items that are stronger than this, that are crazier than this, that are only available to you if you steal. Okay, with that out the way, let's talk about the 3 items I showed you and how to get them in your playthrough. The earliest of the 3 that you can get is going to be the Crescent Medal, and that comes from initiating the follower quest with Alonso in materia called a dagger, a ring, and a rake. This quest will take you to a dungeon filled with a lot of mimics called the Abandoned Tomb. Stealing from these mimics will give you graced water, which will help you purify items that you'll get later on in the game, so make sure to always take them from these enemies. But also, when you get to a certain point in this dungeon, you'll run into a bigger mimic boss that instead of giving you graced water will give you this Crescent Medal accessory, which is an amazingly absurdly strong accessory. If your sustainer or support has this medium MP recovery every turn, your team is gonna last a very long time. It's especially good for hard mode, so if you haven't gotten to this part yet, yay! But if not, I can see this item particularly being purchasable later on in the game, so don't worry, it might not be as nice to get it for free, but at least you won't be missing out on it entirely, unlike these next 2 items. Before I continue, if you're a bit further than I am and you found some truly absurd items that you want to share with the community, let us know in the comments below what the item is and where we can find them. And if you're having a good time, support your boy by hitting that like button and consider subscribing for more Metaphor ReFantazio content. Thank you. The next item we're going to be covering is the White Knuckle. A very powerful fist weapon with a low accuracy that has an absurd passive. When you crit, you spend less turn icons, giving you more chances to attack. The downside of this weapon can be easily mended with an accuracy buff through an item or through a skill. When you are exploring the world on your gauntlet runner, sometimes you may be attacked by the other contestant during the time between the afternoon and night. I'm not sure if these attacks are random or based on where you're headed, but what I can tell you is that they are gated to where you are at in the story and maybe even your follower rank. For the White Knuckle, to get this item you have to fight Katarina for the 4th rank up. That is to say, this is going to be the 2nd time you fight her on a gauntlet runner. The first time that you fight her on a gauntlet runner, you'll be developing the bond from level 2 to level 3, and then the next time she fights you is when you're going to be able to swindle this item. For the last item that I'm going to showcase in this video, the Fortune's Bludgeon, you're going to be getting that from another rival candidate who's going to be attacking you on your gauntlet runner, and her name is Lena. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe this fight only happens after you get to Browhaven, once you've completed all the story events in Martyria. This weapon is an absurdly good stat stick, giving +2 to all stats, as well as having a high base stats itself, based on the time that you're getting this weapon, and being able to get MP back every time you defeat a monster while you have this weapon equipped is a nice touch. Anyways, I hope this video convinced you to have steel equipped on any one of your party members at any given moment. And once again, if you have stolen some very awesome items, leave it in the comments below and let us know where you got it from. For more amazingly valuable skills that you should inherit, check out this video on screen right now. My name is Varsona, and I'll see you in the next video.